Good morning, geographers. It is April 9th, 2020, and this is the last class meeting before spring break. So I'm hoping it's kind of an exciting time and a little bit of a break for you. You may feel like you've been on break for a while, but I'm guessing most of you are ready for an actual break rather than a theoretical one from looking at screens all day long. I certainly am. So let's jump into the agenda today and see what's in store for you in the world of APHG, human geography. So, as usual, the screencast will tell the tale that I'm telling you now. If you click onto it, you get your 2 points for listening. If you have questions and want to actually ask them live in a Zoom meeting, you can go to this invite here and find me there during the block. And I'm happy to work with you either solo or in groups to clarify anything that needs clarification, particularly in relation to your group's debates. My hope again is that you will work together on these. So, first bullet is just to review quickly the instructions so you know what you're trying to achieve here in your groups. And I'll just click on those for a second here. Example questions might be, what am I really arguing here in relation to nuclear power? And I gave a small hand here, but you might need a little bit more detail. So if you do, I'm happy to work with you in groups again or individually to clarify that stuff. But I do expect that each group will divide up the work evenly and fairly between yourselves, even if you're not doing it together at the same time. That is, if you're operating asynchronously. So if you have questions and you want to show me an example slide deck, something you put together, or just want me to my feedback in general, I'm happy to give you that for your debate prep. So that's the review bullet here, and then the actual work is what I'm asking you to do for the majority of this block. And I realize that not everyone wants to commit to working the entire block as you would if we were actually in class together, but you need to work it out with your partner. So again, that it's fairly and divided, and that you're able to put in the time and effort needed to come up with a good deck that convinces people of your case, specifically me or any other audience folks who might be there. And realize that if you want to switch, you can switch if your whole group agrees. And if you tell me that, that would be great. That is, you need to let me know ahead of time as best you can. So, debate prep is the main thing for today. If you finish that and have some time, individuals can complete this reflection discussion. This is the third bullet on the tragedy of the commons. That's a fairly common term used to describe what happens to the environment as a result of overuse by the public. And it specifically applies in the case of industrialization, where we've talked about the concept of externalities or negative externalities before that are public goods that are used or abused in some cases as a result of industrial or energy production. And so do that reflection discussion. If you don't get it done today, you can get it done over the break. It's not real long, it's pretty brief reading. Last but not least, there are some gratuitous C19 jokes on the Board Panda website. Thought I would provide for your amusement if you would like to check them out. One of my favorites, as an example, is this. The menu that begins quite promisingly and ends not so well. Or better yet, the gathering of Trump and his team of COVID task force people preaching the dogma of social distancing while themselves all standing together in a pack. In any event, the hilarity will ensue if you watch Board Panda. Uh, and there's more than just that page, so just for fun and distraction. Homework for way out April 21st, so more than a week away. Get Chapter 11 done, drop the notes as usual into the Dropbox here. Finish those debate decks and get those ready to go. Again, I'm happy to help you anytime over the break if you give me a heads up to give you feedback on your slide deck and help your group form its arguments and so forth. The goal here is learning, yes, but fun as well. Third, the reflection discussion, as I mentioned, on the tragedy of the commons. Last but not least, optional test corrections. I'd like to have those by Monday, April 20th, if you could do that. If you need a little more time, please drop me a line and let me know. But those are, as usual, handwritten, but you'll turn them into a Dropbox on that day that I'll create, and that'll be up on Schoology. The multiple choice should be back to you this morning. So hopefully you have those as well as the FRQs that I gave you the other day. Okay, my very best to you and your families to stay healthy and keep your surfaces clean and all that good stuff, with an occasional diversion into Netflix or Hulu or whatever your preference is in terms of binge TV while you're sheltering. Take care of yourselves, geographers, and smile once in a while and enjoy remote company as needed, and get out in the air and breathe it a little bit when you can. Take care of yourselves. Talk soon. Bye.